This is Colin O'Keefe for LXBN TV. This week marks the 50th anniversary of the Beatles making their way to the United States. But if you're a fan of their music and you're a subscriber of on-demand music services like Spotify, you won't find their music there. But you may find them elsewhere, like on services like Pandora. Joining me now to explain why that's the case is attorney David Oxenford. He is with Wilkinson Barker Nauer, an author on the long-running Broadcast Law blog. David, first, how does the licensing work on services like Pandora? Why are we able to see the Beatles on a service like that?
Yeah, services like Pandora are what are called non-interactive services, where you, as the user, can't call up the next song by name. You can put in your preferences, but Pandora is the one that decides what you get. On all those services, there's something called a compulsory license, where if the service pays a particular amount of money, an amount that's set by the Copyright Royalty Board, then that service can use every song that's legally released in the United States. So services like Pandora or any other internet radio stream that's non-interactive can basically use anything, and that's why you can see the Beatles or hear the Beatles on the Pandora streams.
I see. So how does the licensing work for something like Spotify? I know a service like that has grown in popularity as of late, but why is the catalog much more limited there? How does the licensing work with Spotify?
Right. For interactive streams like a Spotify, where you can call up the next song, the parties have to negotiate directly with the copyright holder and the sound recording. The sound recording is the recording of the song as done by a particular artist. And if those artists don't want to let their songs be used, they don't have to. So the Beatles have been very reluctant to let their songs be used. They did release them to iTunes a couple of years ago, but still haven't made their way onto Spotify and some of the other on-demand services. You'll find that too with other new artists sometimes. Beyonce and some of the other artists occasionally will not release their new album on an interactive service, sometimes for months after its first release, because they don't want to cannibalize physical sales. They're afraid that if you can call it up on demand, then you're not going to go out and buy the CD or go to iTunes and download it. So sometimes you'll not find what you're looking for on these on-demand services.
Absolutely, and instead you'll run a search for a song you like, and instead it'll pull up a multitude of covers from a bunch of random artists. Once again, that was attorney David Oxenford. For more of his insight on this topic and really all things in broadcast law, you have to check out his publication. It is at broadcastlawblog.com, and if you're not watching us here on LXBN, be sure to visit LXBN.com for more of these LXBN TV, video interviews, and curated commentary from the LX Blog Network's more than 8,000 members. Thank you for joining me today, David.
Thank you.